Jasmine Crockett killed it on TMZ and got everybody straightened out on what's happening on this shutdown and clapped back. So listen to this whole thing as I break it down to you, because you'll feel 1,000% better. The worst thing in the world you want to do is not understand what's going on right now. So if you want that pain, goodbye. If you want to stay with this and hear not only what Jasmine said to TMZ and on TMZ, but what she's saying overall about what's happening with the shutdown, then I suggest you stay. Here's what happened. First of all, you got Jasmine Crockett being interviewed by the owner of TMZ and all of them, and they got this general comment that TMZ's been saying for the past several days. Well, we need to get rid of all of Congress. Bullshit. It ain't all of Congress. The problem is most of our Americans don't know the history, operation, and laws of our government to understand what's going on and what's happening. And you're going to learn that today. So you definitely want to share this. What Jasmine was saying was, listen, y'all, let me break it down to y'all like this. We got $300 billion cut out in the big, beautiful BS bill out of Medicare, out of SNAP benefits, and out of, another $1 trillion in medical care. And people are screwed, not in the blue states, in all states. And so what the Democrats are doing is holding on so we can have these subsidies. And your subsidy, your insurance doesn't go up from $800, $900 to almost $2,000 or $2,000 or more dollars. And we're just holding on to that. It's not about anything but that. And the problem is the Republicans don't give no fucks about anything regarding that. And then she talked about the air traffic controls. He's like, do you realize we've had crashes and the Republicans blamed it on DEI? Do you realize that we've had these crashes from incompetents who are running the departments because they're coming from the Trump administration? And do you realize people are going to deal with starvation through SNAP benefits because of what these people are doing? They're trying to hold us at captive, and Jasmine is explaining this in the nicest way without absolutely attacking them, but clapping back and saying, listen, this whole why can't Congress get together is based upon a group of people on the GOP side who has cut out Medicaid, who's cut out billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in SNAP benefits for people. And now they're ready to go in and hold off SNAP benefits when they darn well know, as she said, clap back, she said, they have the money right now to give out the SNAP benefits coming in November. They have it, and they're holding on to it. And they refuse to show up. They refuse to go out there. They have the money, y'all. It's there. It's right there. And the problem is that they want to make it, well, the Democrats are holding up the shutdown and they're holding things down, they're beating them up. And Jasmine's like, no. These guys cut $300 billion in SNAP benefits out of people's money. They are cutting stuff now. And if we don't hold them at bay, they're going to cut out those subsidies and millions of Americans could die. Period. That's what it comes down to. And Jasmine, I totally respect what she said, which was, listen, if they would just, at least while we have the shutdown, fund the SNAP benefits, we wouldn't have this problem. We wouldn't have this problem. But they're trying to make sure that people starve because they give no fucks. And they don't. So here's Harvey and all of them from TMZ, but yeah, we should get new government. No, you stupid motherfucker. It ain't had nothing to do with new government. What, you gonna throw out the baby with the bathwater? No. It's just that you don't understand, and you should understand that, one, the people who are cutting benefits from poor people while giving breaks to billionaires are on the right, not on the left. These are the people who are doing this right now, right in front of your face, and then they looking at you while they doing it and saying, it's their fault. It's those Democrats. They're not getting along. They got the shutdown going on. Oh, you mean like the $1 trillion big, beautiful bill that cut out people, that people will die on, hospitals will close on. And guess what? Guess who's hurt the most? The red states. And they came in with this hoodwink where they do this. Listen, I got a group called the Clarity Group. I'm going to go and do a deep dive. I'm doing tonight, literally, talking about this. And the deep dive goes like this. whose fault is it and why we are breaking down and how did we even get here in the last 10 months? For real, last 10 months. Join my group, click the link in there, boom, boom. Here's the thing. This is something that allows me to put content out, just like you watching these commercials on YouTube. This allows me to put this out there and point out the fact that, one, whose fault this is. Two, how to decode, well, first of all, how to decode the drama. Whose fault this is as far as identifying the data and developing a better you. And that's what I do. That's what I do. And that allows me to do that and help you. But I want you to understand the bigger picture that Jasmine gets, and that is that we are dealing with a group of people who have just said to every poor person, not the blue poor people, every poor people, especially in red states, fuck you. We don't care about your SNAP benefits. We don't care about your medical benefits. We don't care. And then they hoodwink by saying, listen, you know this is the Democrats' fault. This is Democrats' fault. But then they do something to the left as well, and I talk about this all the time in this channel, which is they get them afraid thinking that they're effective doing it. So Trump comes in with his Spengali lies who says, I'm going to outlaw this. And the left, because we don't know the history, operation, and laws of our government, we come in and say, shit, can he do that? Or why is he getting away with this? No, he's not. The law will come up on him. He's got 40 months left for this, 168 weeks. Hang in there. But what I will say during this time is that let's be very clear on who the shutdown's fault is. These guys are saying we're going to take your subsidies away in November. And oh, by the way, we're not going to fund SNAP so kids can eat. We're not going to do that because we don't give no fucks, and we're going to blame it on the Democrats. And the Democrats are trying their damnedest to say, no. This is what's really happening. For once in 10 months, the Democrats are actually doing a decent par job. And I'm talking about the leadership, Jeffries and Schumer. But really, Jasmine and AOC and the other ones have been doing great from go. They just don't have the leadership position to stand out. My point is, and they blocked them. They blocked them from leadership, from the traditionalists on the Democrats. But at the end of the day, remember this. In your SNAP benefits, any issues that are happening, any of this stuff is coming down to Republicans who refuse to give money that they had. They have the money to do it. People on SNAP benefits don't have to starve. Millions of people don't have to happen in November. But this is what this government is doing. And here's the bad part. Here's the realistic part. And I said this in a private meeting in my Clarity group today. I did a pop-up live and I said, listen, the truth is, and I hate to say it, but it had to happen. It had to happen, y'all. Because there were people who didn't believe. I worked on Kamala Harris's campaign, and they truly called me a liar and have threatened my life for months, swearing I was a liar, only to watch everything that we just said happen. It's real. It's real. So what I want all of you to understand, I want all of you to grasp into this, is this. Hold tight. Jasmine held it down on TMZ in a nice way that wasn't attacking, that was direct. But the point is, it's not a matter, for those of you who think it's a Congress issue, it's not. It's a Republican issue. They're the ones who are holding the SNAP benefits. They run the government. They could feed these people. They choose not to. They're holding the lives of 40 million people on hostage while the Democrats are fighting for many more, 150 million people on the Affordable Care Act who wouldn't be able to even afford care if it wasn't for that act. If they let go and sign anything right now, it is a problem. There's no guarantees that these Republicans will not go for the subsidies, and that's what they want. They want to stop the subsidies that would raise your medical care immediately, and they want to fight that. And you're like, well, why can't they get along? It's not about they not getting along. It's the Republicans who cut poor people out the money. All people, including their own base. It's the Republicans that cut research for cancer, for children. These are the people who went in and gutted. Remember, Elon and Doge, they're still trying to overcome the effects of what they did. They're the ones that stopped Medicaid and the 23 governors and attorney generals on the Democratic side leaped all over them, as well as nonprofits leaped all over them when they stopped Medicaid in the first 2 weeks of the Trump administration, when they held off $1 trillion and they got them to release it, and the courts ruled in our favor. We've been fighting this from go. But unfortunately, Harvey from TMZ, and I'll end it like this, Harvey from TMZ getting paid. He's a millionaire. And here's another thing with TMZ man. He probably voted Trump. He hasn't once put this responsibility on Trump. But I saw he had no problem putting responsibility on Obama or Biden or any of the Democrats. But he sure as hell did put this responsibility, talking about why don't Congress get together. You know, he sounds like Rodney King, really. The white Rodney King. Why can't we all get along? Get the fuck out of here. These guys have done the most gangster shit ever and hurt this country, and this guy is climbing up, trying to climb up Jasmine Crockett's ass. She's like, no, ain't gonna be no climbing up my ass about this. Be very clear what's going on. Here's the deal. And she did it in a nice way. She didn't go street on him. She was very nice about that. Big bravo and clap back for Jasmine Crockett, okay? Now keep watching my next video. You'll binge watch me. You'll love what I gotta say because I keep it 100.